Hello and welcome to. I know my throat has been a sore for these days, but as you know, I love cricket. And welcome to the Cricket Happening Show. This on a Sunday, dear friends and subscribers. I would like to start off with the news by congratulating the Balkh Legends team in the Afghanistan Premier League who have just won the Afghanistan inaugural Afghanistan Gulbahar Premier League Cup 2018. Balkh Legends Mohammad Nabi and his men are the champions of the of this particular match. It was a low-scoring final today, where the Balkh Legends won the match by 4 wickets, but not before there was some heavy drama, as 6 wickets were lost by the Balkh Legends to surpass the Kabul Zwanan score. So congratulations to the Balkh Legends team for winning the inaugural Afghanistan Premier League tournament in 2018 in the United Arab Emirates, which was a great success. Now, West Indies versus India, the first match of the ODI series, really was a very high scoring one. West Indies did a wonderful job to raise 322 runs in 50 overs. They could have probably got in excess of 350, and the feature was an ODI ton by a very talented bloke from West Indies, Solomon Hetmyer, who cracked a century with some scintillating shots on a very easy wicket to bat on as far as batting was concerned. But this was Hetmyer's third ODI ton in probably a few handful of matches that he has played. So that really tells you that Hetmyer is someone who is going to stay in this West Indies team for quite a long time. But after doing this on a batting pitch where all the Indian bowlers were rammed to all parts of the field, it was the Indian turn, and India really made this particular total of 322 in front of them look like a real ant for them, as they cleared it up with an 8-wicket victory. The thrust was given by Virat Kohli with his 20th ODI century, and Rohit Sharma also going on to a century, and not 20. I have to really find out. I would only say Virat Kohli's century and Rohit Sharma's century, which added 246 runs for the second wicket after the early dismissal of Shikhar Dhawan, and India won the match by 8 wickets. So that is as far as that match is concerned. Bangladesh versus Zimbabwe was a match which was very nicely contested, in my opinion. This is the first ODI of the Zimbabwe tour of the Bangladesh, the first match of the ODI series. Bangladesh were really struggling at one stage, as they were really reduced to 132 for 6 at one stage, but then a record 7th wicket partnership of 127 ensued between the opener Imrul Kais, who went on to slam 144 of 140 deliveries, which included 13 fours and 6 sixes, as Bangladesh racked up 85 runs on the death overs, and Mohammad Saifuddin got into his maiden 50 in ODI cricket, as this 127 runs partnership set a new record for the 7th wicket for Bangladesh, and Bangladesh reached the score of 271 for 8, which was definitely a good score on this particular ground. Zimbabwe were set this target. They started off in a flash, as Sefa Zuo slamming boundaries and sixes, but then, even though they had the cool Sean Williams still at the crease, but they still could not get to the Bangladesh total, and in the end they fell short by 28 runs, with Zimbabwe finishing on 243 runs. So Bangladesh going 1-0 in the 3-match series. So I'll be and then we have a look at some cricket news as well. Time permitting, we'll have a look at some Afghanistan Premier League. But first, let's head off to the India-West Indies clash and see what really happened. So this particular match, it was the Indians who actually had the luck of winning the toss. So Kohli decided and this was a brand new stadium in Guwahati in Assam, and there was a huge crowd which was assembled here at the new stadium here in Guwahati, and West Indies were the ones who took first strike. And West Indies, well, they had two debutants today. One was Chandrapal Hemraj, who is also a handy bowler, left-arm spin bowler, but more of an opening batsman. And there was also a debut for that the genuinely fast bowler, O'Shane Thomas, and really he definitely impressed with his pace for sure. So looking at the match here, West Indies they started off, they lost Mohammad Shami, gave them a breakthrough by picking up the wicket of Chandrapal Hemraj for 9 of 15 deliveries with 2 boundaries. Shai Hope made 32 of 51 deliveries, which included 2 fours. Marlon Samuels was an early victim as he was LBW bowled Yuzendra Chahal for a knot. And so on his comeback, Marlon Samuels disappointed. They were 86 for 3 in the 16th over. Shai Hope made it 114 for 4. And then the man who was staying at the wicket, playing some wonderful strokes on this very easy pitch, Kieron Powell was the victim, caught by Dhawan of the bowling of Khalil Ahmed for 51 of 39 balls, which included 6 fours and 2 sixes. In fact, it was Kieron Powell trying to smack the ball over the long on region. Dhawan was there who picked up the catch, and that was the end of Kieron Powell. Now the score after Kieron Powell was the second man out. So 114 for 4, and then we had a partnership. Solomon Hetmyer coming in and joining Roman Powell. But it was all about Solomon Hetmyer. Solomon Hetmyer, we know, is a talented bloke, and today he showed us why this individual, by what he was doing best, was that he was playing all the strokes on the leg side. He was very powerful on the sweep shot against the spinners, and he was very good on the pull shot as well. So anything short was disappearing, and he was not bothered about what was the West Indies score. He trusted himself because he saw that the pitch was playing good, and the only way to deal with the Indian bowlers was to really put their attack to the sword, and he was doing it successfully as he slammed 106 of 78 deliveries, which included an equal amount of fours and sixes. There were 6 in all, 6 fours and 6 sixes. And as I said, this was his 3rd ODI ton. Roman Powell made 22, and after Solomon Hetmyer did it to them by making 106, and he was out at 248. But after that, the spinners took over, and Jadeja picked up Roman Powell out for 22 with 4 boundaries. And one definitely saw some power in Roman Powell strokes, as he's also a very good all-rounder. 22 of 23, 4 fours. Jason Holder contributed 38 of 42, 5 fours, bowled by Chahal. Ashley Nurse, LBW bowled Chahal. And then the good thing was that even though they were 278 for 8, when Holder fell with the score in the 44th over, it was the 9th wicket pair which was unbeaten at the crease, putting on a 50-odd run partnership, which was very useful, almost a 50-run partnership, with Devendra Bishu finishing on unbeaten 22 with 3 boundaries of 26 deliveries. Kemar Roach was not out on 26 of 22, 2 fours and 1 6, and the score read 322 for 8. If you look at the Indian bowling, each and every Indian bowler was absolutely collared by the West Indies batsmen, as Mohammad Shami, 10 overs, leagued 81 runs with 2 wickets. Umesh Yadav, 10 overs, none for 64. Khalil Ahmed 10 overs 1 for 64. Yuzvendra Chahal 10 overs no maiden 41 runs and 3 wickets. Ravindra Jadeja bowled 10 overs no maiden 66 runs and 2 wickets. So there was not a single bowler who was spared barring Yuzvendra Chahal, who bowled probably the semblance of respectability. 10 overs no maiden 41 runs and 3 wickets. Now India were given a target of 323 runs to win, and India lost the early wicket of Shikhar Dhawan. When Shikhar Dhawan, as I said, Ocean Thomas was making his debut and he was making the ball rip. On a particular pitch like this, he was initially he was touching speeds of above 145 mark, which was good to see. And a genuine fast bowler, as I said, this bloke Ocean Thomas is really built like a really boxer. I mean, he's so well built. He's tall, he has broad shoulders, and he can really let the ball rip. He's quite pacey, and he was bowling consistently at the 140, 145 mark, which is very important for a genuine fast bowler. And it's good to see the West Indians having a genuine fast bowler since the days of Roberts, Holding, Croft and Garner, one could say. And the other thing was that Ocean Thomas, what I likened him to one of the bowlers that I saw when I was following my cricket during my younger days, and his name was Patrick Patterson, who was almost a similar build, similar pace. I thought Patterson was much pacey than Thomas as well. If the speed gun would have been registered him. So Shikhar Dhawan was the first wicket, and he was the victim of a ball from Ocean Thomas, which knocked his stumps here. As this was a ball shot bit close to off stump. Dhawan wanted to force it through the covers, but the pace was good. It was a 147 k's ball which went and hit the stumps, and that was the end of Dhawan. So looking at that, Virat Kohli walked in, and Ocean Thomas, well, he looked good. In fact, there was good pressure built up by Jason Holder, the captain. He had 2 slips in place, and he told Ocean Thomas to go full tilt and start bowling bouncers. So definitely there was some music being heard by the Indian batsmen, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. Rohit Sharma was looking pretty sedate, but then Virat Kohli, once he got a sort of a judgment as to how Ocean Thomas was bowling, he decided that he's going to adopt a different approach, and that was to really start playing the strokes against him. And in the pressure, Ocean Thomas' line totally wavered, and the ball started disappearing for boundaries. And with Virat Kohli getting into that sort of mood there, Rohit Sharma borrowed it from him, and he, who was pretty sedate at that stage, with probably eking out just 20 of 18 balls or so, suddenly got into real action as he also started creaming boundaries. And suddenly the Indian innings was on its way as the partnership started. Jason Holder was the good ball, was bowling well. The spinners started coming in. The Indian batsmen were very good as far as foot movement was concerned, started using their feet and rocking boundaries. Rohit Sharma was even smacking sixes at absolute will, and suddenly the Indian innings was off to they were really motoring along very well, and the partnership motored on and on and on, and Rohit Sharma hit 8 sixes, out of which probably he hit 1 over the offside, but there were a lot of shots which Rohit Sharma actually played on the onside for sixes. Virat Kohli hit 2 sixes, and then the 246 run partnership formed between these two as the score went at a galloping rate. And from a score of 10 for 1 in the second over, India's score were 256, and that was the time Virat Kohli fell, as after making his century, 140 of 107 balls with 21 fours and 2 sixes, the Magic Master fell. A very good delivery, as this was a ball which was bowled on the middle stump, and Kohli was trying to drive at that ball, but missed, and Kohli was stumped. So it was smartly done, I thought, by Shai Hope, the wicketkeeper. who stumped him on the bowling of Bishu. But what a knock from Kohli. On a batting pitch, one could definitely expect that. 140 107 and after that it was the turn of Rohit Sharma to take them to victory, as he finished it off in a flash as he hit a six and completed the formalities, as Rohit Sharma strode on to another century, not out on 152 or 117 deliveries, which included 15 fours and 8 sixes. Raidu was not out on 22 of 26, 1416, 326 for 2. India getting on to an 8-wicket victory over the West Indies to take a 1-0 lead in the 5-match ODI series. Kemar Roach, 7 overs, went for 52 without a wicket. O'Shane Thomas on his debut, 9 overs, 1 for 83. Jason Holder, 8 overs for 45 with none to show besides his name. Ashley Nurse, 7 overs, none for 63. Bishu went for 72 of 10 with 1 wicket. Chandrapal Hemraj was making his debut with his handy left arm spin, 1.1 for, and the name of the stadium, new stadium, Guwahati, the brand new stadium was Barsapara Cricket Stadium, and Virat Kohli was named player of the match. So that is as far as India West Indies are concerned. Now let's have a look at the other ODI, which is the first ODI between Zimbabwe and Bangladesh. As I said, Bangladesh batted first, and they were really struggling. In fact, Kyle Jarvis was the one who hit them hard as he picked up wickets. Well, definitely Liton Das was the first to go of the bowling of Chatara for 4. After that, Fazli Mahmood was making his debut, was out for naught to the bowling of Chatara. Mahuta, the leg spinner, dismissed Mushfiqur Rahim for 15 of 20 with 1-4. And Mohammad Mithun indulged himself, and he decided the best way to play the Zimbabwean bowling was to really go into the attack, and which he did very well by started hitting boundaries and sixes as well. He hit 3 sixes and 1 4 in a knock of 37 or 40 deliveries, and then Jarvis struck. Jarvis actually only Imrul Kais was the one who was standing there and trying to stay there at the crease, but Kyle Jarvis really struck, as he took 3 wickets in 2 overs, as he dismissed Mohammad Mithun 37, all identical dismissals. Scott Taylor bowled Jarvis 37, Mahmudullah caught Taylor bowled Jarvis not, Marius and Miraj Scott Taylor bowled Jarvis 1, and this Bangladeshi innings was really looking in a sorry state at 139 for 6 in the 30th over, with Imrul Kais being joined in by Mohammad Saifuddin, the all-rounder. And then we saw that Imrul Kais and Mohammad Saifuddin definitely rescued them from a low total, as they started putting on a partnership with Saifuddin really playing the waiting role, but Imrul Kais was not afraid to play his strokes. He was playing that, and finally it was they first consolidated the situation for Bangladesh, and when the death overs came, they had the wickets in hand, and they decided to throw their bats, especially Liton Das, Imrul Kais, who was really powerful. He was really hitting the ball very hard, and as he went on, he hit the spinners for sixes, and finally he finished up, and as I said, they put on a record partnership of 127 for the 7th wicket, and they took on the score in the death overs. They took on the score to 266 in the 49th over, when Imrul Kais fell after making 144 of 140 deliveries, which included 13 fours and 6 sixes. Saifuddin making his maiden 50 in ODI cricket of 69 deliveries, 3 fours, 1 6, and 271 for 8 was put on the board by Bangladesh. So the recovering from that with that big partnership between Saifuddin and the player. Jarvis had very good bowling figures, 9 overs, 137 runs and 4 wickets, 3 for 55. Chatara also bowled well. Tripano was costly, none for 60, 1 for 48 for Mahuta, the leg spinner, 69 for 37, Sikandar Raza, Sean Williamson for the... Now Zimbabwe were given a target of 272. Sefa Zuao started off in a really whirlwind fashion, as he slammed 35, 24 deliveries, which included 4 fours and 2 sixes. He started going for the ball. In fact, he deposited a big 6 of the bowling over wide long on of the bowling of the Offie, Marius and Miraj. Mustafizur Rahman was also being slammed, And then we saw Nazmul Islam get rid of Brendan Taylor with a beauty of a delivery. Bowled by Nazmul Islam for 5 of 13 deliveries. Masakadza making 21 of 34 before being run out. Craig Irvine was a victim of Marius and Miraz for 24. Sikandar Raza could not do much, even though, but Nazmul Islam was the one who picked up the wicket of Sikandar Raza. Another beauty of a delivery as he played back, but the ball turned sharply and went on to hit the off stump. And this is precisely, he did this against Brendan Taylor as well. So Nazmul Islam looked to be a quality bowler. And then Sean Williams was left with the job to actually see them through. But the support was there, but it was really not. Peter Moore contributed 26 of 45, 2 fours, 1 6. Ripano was run out for 2. Mavuta hit a quick fire, 20 of 16 with 2 fours and 1 6. And then Jarvis gave him company, but finally, all that they could muster was 243 for 9. Williams was not out 50 or 58. That was 5 fours, 1 6. Chatara was not out in 2. And Jarvis did a good job, 37 of 33, 3 fours and 2 sixes. But that was it. Bangladesh actually winning the first ODI. And the bowling, if you look at it, Martaza 10 was done for 55. Marius and Miraz 3 for 46. Mustafizur Rahman was the best of the lot. 8 overs, 1 minute, 1 for 20, and that is a big asset for the team, as we all know. 8 overs, 2 for 38. Nazmul Islam was very impressive. Bowling 2 beauty of deliveries to dismiss Brendan Taylor and Sikandar Raza. 7 overs, 1 minute, 9 for 29 for Mohammad Saifuddin on his Mahmudullah 4 overs, 1 for 24, and Fazli Mahmood on his debut 3 overs, none for 16. So that was the match situation. And as I said, now we go on to the finals of the Afghanistan Premier League, the inaugural Premier League, which ended today, as Balkh Legends are the champions of the inaugural Afghanistan Premier League, as they beat the Kabul Zonan by 4 wickets today. Kabul Zonan batted first, 132 for 9. They were bamboozled by the spinner Quays Ahmed, who went on to pick up a 5-wicket bag in the finals. As far as the Kabul Zonan was concerned, they had 21 apiece coming in from Parnell and Ingram. Javed Ahmadi was the highest scorer with 32, but Quays Ahmed was very, very impressive. Went on to pick up a 5-wicket bag, 4 overs, no made in 5 for 18. Definitely the man of the match. Balkh Legends were, in fact, Gale top scored with 56 at the top of 34. There was 4 fours and 4 sixes, but they kept on losing wickets at regular intervals, which really made the match a bit, they probably made it a bit tough for them, but then finally Ravi Bopara with the cool head was not for 32. Gulbadin Naib finished off with a majestic 6 towards the end. And as I said, it was Kabul Legends, the Balkh Legends winning the inaugural Afghanistan Premier League here in a wonderful fashion. And that was the end of the Afghanistan Premier League, as they won the match against Kabul Zwanan in the finals. This match was played in the United Arab Emirates. As we all know, it was played at the Sharjah cricket ground, providing immense entertainment. Well, so it was a good success. It was a big success, according to me. Well, dear fans and subscribers, it's about time for me to really wind up on this cricket show for today by promising you that I'll be back once again tomorrow to see you all. Until then, it's your host Ram leaving you for the day. Thank you.